Hi, this is Michaela Thompson. I am doing a project on the science of reading, and the introduction is the science of reading is a body of research that investigates how children learn to read and what instructional approaches are most effective. We will look at four theoretical models, one being the four-part processing system for word recognition, Scarborough's reading rope, Erie's phases of word reading, and the simple view of reading. And then I did my own little kind of definition of the science of reading as a body of research that investigates how children learn to read and what instructional approaches are most effective. So the first one that I did was the four-part process, which includes the phonological process, orthographic processor, the meaning, context. So let's back up to the phonological processor. It detects, recalls, and understands phonemes, which phonemes are the smallest words spoken in a language to create a spoken word. It also controls the production of sound and words in spoken language. Then you have the orthographic process, which these two work together. It recognizes, stores, and recalls the letters and combinations of the letters that we use to recognize written language. And then it also, which is the most important part, is it stores from the print. So print means that from what we read. So if you have a reader that can speak, but they probably can read, but then they're not storing it. So then that's when you kind of go into the meaning processor, which interprets word meanings, spelling patterns, categories, concepts, word relations, word meanings, and associated meanings. And then you have the context processor, which provides support to the meaning processor by interpreting words based on language of a sentence, experience or circumstances, and knowledge of a concept. For example, the bolt of lightning hit the clock tower during the storm last night. The word bolt has several meanings. However, in the example, it means a shaft or lightning or thunderbolt. So you can, in our language, one word can have different meanings. So when you have the context of it, then that helps. So the other theory is the Scarborough's reading rope. So the lower strands, when you're looking at the diagram, it is twisted into two like this. One is a lower strand, one is an upper strand. So the lower strand is the phonological awareness. It's a skill set that includes identifying and manipulating units of oral language. So words, syllables, onsets, and rhymes. So then you have decoding and sight recognition. So decoding is the ability or knowledge of a sound letter relationship. So S and S, or K and C or K. And then the sight is just memory. So you know that an F looks like an F and an A looks like an A. So it's estimated that skilled orographic mappers anchors 10 to 15 new words a day into sight word memories. Sight word recognition is fundamental to fluent reading. So when I see the word and, you don't really even have to see the N in the A and D. It just clicks. So if you have phonological awareness, which is the decoding and the sighting, so you can decode, it doesn't necessarily mean that then you have the background knowledge. And then if you don't have the background knowledge, then you aren't probably a very good reader, because you don't have, it makes the sight reading knowledge where it is a sense of the new idea and experience. So then you put meaning behind the word. Having knowledge about a variety of subjects, topics, and ideas makes it more likely that you will be able to make sense of what you're reading, and more likely that they will add their body of knowledge. So that's your background knowledge with your upper strands of the Scarborough theory. And then vocabulary and language structure. So vocabulary is just the enrichment of to make sense of all of what you're reading. So you want a large vocabulary, and then that also will match their decoding skill with words that they already know. Oh, this is taking a long time. Okay, so language structure would be the syntax, systematics, verbal reasoning, and literature knowledge. So it's linguistics or semantics to the study or meaning of the morphs, words, phrases, and sentences. Knowledge of meaning of a text is essential to reading. A syntax is the arrangement of words in a phrase or sentence. So you know, like the dog will go up the hill, or the dog will sit, instead of saying the sit dog uphill. So you need to know this, the syntax of it. And then the print concepts, so that would be literature knowledge, which is letters versus words, one-on-one correspondence, reading left to right, top to bottom, spaces between written words, letters, order, all of that matters. So that is Scarborough's theory. The simple view formula, it is with Goff and Turnmer in 1986, and it is decoding times language comprehension equals reading comprehension. The simple formula and supporting studies show that a student's reading comprehension score can be predicted if decoding skills and language comprehension abilities are known. So if you have a student that cannot decode but has language comprehension, then you probably know that they're not going to be good readers. So decoding is just simply reading, and then language comprehension is the same. So, well, it's not the same. It's where if you can decode something, but then you can't comprehend the language, then you don't have reading comprehension. So the language are words that we speak. The idea is that they put it into a formula and it gives you back exactly what you need to know. The only thing that is a little tricky on this is that you can have a reader that has decoding issues, two readers that have decoding issues, but different issues within decoding, and the same for language comprehension. And then that will get you to reading comprehension. Erie's phases of word reading development. So it's pre-alphabetic, partial alphabetic, full alphabetic, and consolidated alphabetic. So pre would be no letter, so like a 3 or 4-year-old that has no sound knowledge, no letter recognition. And then you have partial alphabetic, which knows some letter sound correspondence, demonstrates early phonological and phonemic awareness skills. So that's syllables, onset rhyme, initial sound, and matching. Full would be some sight words, and then uses correspondence, basic phonetic awareness, segment building. Consolidated alphabetic, which continues to develop automatic sight words. So automatic being like and, it, as, the, what. Very simple, but then you gradually grow into the advanced awareness. And within that is how they develop it. And then what is next? Nonverbal. Okay, so then phonemic awareness is the ability to notice, think about, and work within individual sounds. Phonemes are the smallest part of spoken language that combine to form words. This is a basic skill that gets students ready to develop into readers. Phonological awareness is the ability to work with sounds in spoken language, set the stage for decoding, blending, and ultimately work word reading. This is important for students to be able to learn how to rhyme words. Rhyming words is important because it shows the students know how to listen for sounds within words. And I know I'm not supposed to read off this, but this is a very long video. Phonics involves matching sounds with individual letters or group of letters to help beginning readers, normally hopefully within 3rd grade, understand how letters are linked to sound. And then teaching children to blend the sounds of letters together. It helps them decode unfamiliar and unknown words by sounding them out. So in conclusion, Science of Reading is an evidence-based instructional tool that shows teachers how they can use it to help develop critical reading skills with their students. The goal of every teacher is to help all students develop the literacy skills they need to succeed in life. So this just isn't to succeed in school and to pass from grade to grade, but to know that in the real world and outside, and to grow and learn, and just to have knowledge. Knowledge is power. That if we can teach them decoding mixed with, the language, and then you can get to reading comprehension. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks. Have a good day.